Today, I want to talk about something incredibly important, something that has the power to change everything in your life. No one is coming to push you. No one is coming to tell you what to do. It's up to you to take responsibility for your life and unlock your true potential. As we embark on this introspective journey, let's first pour a significant dose of self-reflection into the mix. Pause a moment from the flurry of life's demands and dedicate that time to analyze your own life. Go under the superficial surface. How does your life align with your true purpose? What are you creating as a byproduct of your actions and decisions? The real question here is, are you consciously choosing to pursue your passion, your life's dreams that stir your soul? Or have you, like many, fallen into the monotonous routine trap, simply doing what's expected, conforming to the societal norms without any genuine personal commitment? Remember the moment I posed these questions to myself for the first time? It wasn't a comfortable process, far from easy, flooded with self-doubt and guilt-ridden. However, the immense need for this internal dialogue overshadows any temporary discomfort. Reflecting on whether your actions are inspired by our amazing ideas or if something is holding back their full potential transformation is vital. If there are hindrances, what are they and why are they there? Self-reflection is not just an intellectual exercise, but a courageous act in itself. It forces us to confront the mirror that reflects our reality, sometimes with harsh, unfiltered truth. But this assistive criticism poses an opportunity for a powerful catalyst that can enable us to make positive changes where needed. It gives us the chance to align ourselves better with our goals, values, and dreams, paving a more fulfilling life path. Reflect on your journey often, as who we are is continually evolving. Now it's time to delve into two integral, often challenging aspects of personal growth and success: sacrifice and discipline. The most remarkable of life's achievements, those we often yearn for, invariably demand these two attributes. It's not always about doing more than what's explicitly expected of you. The key often lies in an individual's readiness to make sacrifices. Consider this: a mere 5% of the entire human population holds the kind of success many dream of. This statistic might make you wonder, why is that? The answer: it's because this segment of the populace is prepared to do what the remaining 95% hesitates to take up. They're ready to go that extra mile, to make those difficult choices for the sake of their goals. When I took the definitive step towards focusing on my goals, achieving my desires, regretfully, I had to renounce a number of enjoyable pastimes and emotional ties. Things like late-night revelry with friends, binge watching my favorite TV shows into the wee hours, and even parting ways with a few friendships that were unknowingly dragging me down, all had to undergo a drastic change. Such sacrifices never come easy, often marked by emotional bouts and doubts, but looking back now, I emphatically affirm it was unquestionably worth it. The pillars upon which success stands tall are indeed sacrifice and discipline. The next crucial aspect we need to address is distractions, the ubiquitous, relentless challenges we face in this digital age. With the advent of technology, we find ourselves in a ceaseless storm of notifications, a vortex of social media updates, and an infinite stream of consuming information. Amongst this chaos, true self-focus becomes not just challenging, but often impossible. It is pivotal, therefore, to create a mental shield and systematically eliminate these distractions from our daily lives. Open a dialogue with your inner self. Strive to find comfort in what makes you uniquely you. Begin to understand why you do the things you do. Identify the rationale behind your actions and evaluate your motivations. This is an essential, albeit challenging, step toward truly pursuing your goals. In my attempt to reduce noise and find clarity, I initiated a daily ritual of setting time aside specifically for self-reflection and goal-making. This seemingly simple habit transformed my perspective and helped me cut through the chaos. Indeed, it made my world of difference. You are fully accountable for your life. No one else can take responsibility for your actions or decisions. Don't make excuses or blame others for where you are right now. When it's all said and done, it's all up to you. I used to blame external factors for my lack of progress, bad luck, lack of resources, unsupportive people around me. But once I took full accountability for my life, everything changed. I stopped making excuses and started making progress. Another key aspect of unlocking your potential is breaking free from expectations, both your own and those imposed by others. You don't have to do what others expect of you. You don't have to win or be a success in life by someone else's standards. Focus on how you want to live and how you want to be remembered. For a long time, I was chasing goals that weren't even mine. They were society's expectations of success. Once I let go of that, I found true fulfillment in pursuing my own dreams. Let's dive into intuition versus reasoning. Understanding the difference between your intuitive and reasoning factors is crucial for making important decisions. Learn to trust your intuitive voice and inner knowing. I've had moments where my gut feeling told me one thing while my logical mind said another. More often than not, when I followed my intuition, things worked out better than expected. Develop the ability to discern between thought vibration and intuition. It can guide you towards making better choices. Everybody wants fulfillment, but nobody wants to eliminate distractions or face discomfort. The struggle and discomfort are part of the process. They shape us into who we need to become. Persist and do what needs to be done, even when it's not easy. There were times when I felt like giving up because the journey was so tough. But embracing the struggle made me stronger and more resilient. Learn to tune out distractions and focus on what matters most in your life. Recognize the little voices that tempt you to take the easy way out, those moments when you're tempted to scroll through social media instead of working on your goals. Make the tough decisions and stay on the side of caution. I've had countless temptations along my journey. Shortcuts that seemed appealing at first glance, but would have derailed my progress in the long run. I've been asked following questions. How is it possible to be the greatest? How is it possible to have great wealth, power, income, or influence? How do you get self-respect or respect from others? The answer is, he who wishes to be the greatest, let him find a way to serve the many. Thus, the key to this is enlightened self-interest. This means, in order to achieve what I desire in the fullness of my life, I must find ways to serve. Sometimes you are aware, and other times you are not. It's all dependent on the situation. You might look back and regret having spent too much money and time on a certain project. This, however, is all part of your education on how to make better decisions. If you're facing a high-stress decision, it could be beneficial to retreat from everything and take some time to think. The Bible conveys an interesting phrase, asking that every once in a while you should enter your closet and shut the door. This doesn't suggest shutting yourself in, but rather to shut out the world for a while. For me, sometimes the best time to make a decision is to get away from the noise, traffic, and family activities. Not because you don't love them, rather because during the decision-making process, you just need to retreat. One of my go-to methods was riding my dirt bike on trails on the mountains in Northern California. It was a great place to shut the door on the outside world and have some quiet time to think. It's essential to understand the difference between your intuitive and reasoning factors. You are dealing with vibration. You're being guided to go to your closet, your sanctum sanctorum, to the quiet place within. This is where the message comes from. The answer accompanies the question. The key is being in tune enough to hear it. It comes in the form of a vibration, and your intuitive factor picks it up. However, there's a difference between the vibration created by your thinking and the intuitive factor giving you the answer. I believe that you can be peaceful in a crowded subway, but you need to be able to block out the external world and go inside. If you do this, you'll know whether or not you're making the correct decision. your intuitive factor never lies. It communicates with you, and the question and the answer are one and the same. As I frequently say, a rhetorical question without an answer is a statement. It's like having an inside of a room without an outside. It's the law of opposites. And I believe you need to train yourself. I've been doing this for a long time, and there aren't many people who've been doing it longer than I have. I make it a point to study the difference between thought vibration and intuition. Eventually, you'll get to where you can differentiate. Part of it is taking a risk. To venture into any enterprise, you must know how to get in. Then you have to think about how to get out. I met Neil Armstrong, the first man on the moon, and he explained that going to the moon required the solving of two problems. First, figuring out how to get there, and second, establishing how to get back. He emphasized, do not leave before you've solved both problems. The act of figuring things out for myself in the very early part of life encompassed learning how to walk and talk, grasping how to establish relationships, and understanding the means of achieving my desires. This is essentially the game of life. Trying to comprehend myself and grow as rapidly as possible was my greatest obstacle. However, at the tender age of 25, I found a way to accelerate my education with the help of the right mentor. Consequently, I made my fortune fairly quickly. Since then, I've made and lost a few fortunes. Reflecting on this reminds me of a cartoon I once saw about a 12-year-old boy with a little angel on one shoulder and a little devil on the other, both whispering into his ears. What was that little voice you heard this morning suggesting you could skip your exercises because you were running late? This self-talk is something we all experience daily. When the traffic light turns red and you're running late, you're faced with the decision, do you risk running the light or err on the side of caution? As Abraham Lincoln wisely stated, we ought to listen to the better angels of our nature to ensure our life unfolds with more order and success. The difference between a professional and an amateur is evident when they lose a close game. While the loss might ruin the amateur forever, the pro shrugs it off, saying, tomorrow night we'll run them off the court. But the amateur allows the defeat to linger. Echoing Napoleon Hill's wisdom, there's a stark difference between simply wishing for something and being ready to receive it. Most people aren't prepared, so they struggle to believe they can acquire the desired thing. The key is not to succumb to failure, rather recognize the setback as just a mistake. Arguably, the greatest challenge is golf. A bad shot requires immediate recovery. There's no luxury of waiting for 30 minutes to execute your next play. Loss is a part of life, much like losing a golf game or, on a more profound level, losing a child. These tragedies will undoubtedly affect you for the rest of your life, but they shouldn't destroy your life. A simple formula for success: identify a significant human need, figure out the answer to that need, and then render quality service to as many people as you possibly can in your lifetime. You can excel at certain things without being particularly passionate about them. You can amass considerable wealth without necessarily discovering your passion. Sometimes, it's not the high-energy passion driving you. It's the simple knowledge of knowing how to acquire something, render enough service to get it done, and inspire enough people to be successful. By doing this, you can become successful yourself. Finding your purpose. Finally, let's talk about finding your purpose. Understand why you do what you do, what drives you. Explore what truly turns you on and fulfills you. Identify a need in the marketplace and find ways to serve it. When I found my purpose, everything fell into place. The hard work didn't feel like work anymore because I was passionate about what I was doing. So there you have it. Unlocking your potential is all about focusing on yourself, taking responsibility for your life, eliminating distractions, embracing discipline, and finding your true purpose. Remember, no one is coming to push you or tell you what to do. It's up to you.